Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Eldorado, Everything the Nazis Hated. And this is the new documentary that came out on Netflix from directors Benjamin Cantu and Matt Lambert, and one handles the documentarian elements and one of them directs all the dramatizations, because this film heavily utilizes dramatizations to bring to life this nightclub in 1920s Berlin, Eldorado. And it was a safe haven for queer community, and those dramatizations are obviously very graphic and high energy, high style. It's sleek, it's classic, it looks amazing. It's very engaging and enthralling to look at, and it kind of makes you wish that you had a narrative film that really explores that deeply, shot like that. But the dramatizations are utilized well to help convey what this documentary is trying to talk about, which it utilizes the Eldorado, the queer community in Germany in the 1920s into the 1930s, to frame the rise of Hitler, because they were one of the biggest targets from Hitler after Jewish people. And this explores, these couples who were trying to just make their way and live through this, capturing the lives of trans people, not so closeted gay officials in the Nazi Party, and how all of the actions of Adolf Hitler hit each of these different communities, and how it really shaped what Germany would look like for queer people for decades. Because as the film points out in the text at the end of the film, it's like a lot of these rules and regulations that the Nazis put into effect weren't lifted until almost 1970. So there's decades of this oppression, this attack on these specific people, and a lot of different types of people. It's an interesting focal point and framing to look at the rise of fascism, the rise of authoritarianism and nationalism in this film, and then also getting a much deeper understanding of the historical context of these different areas of the queer community, especially looking at how trans people were, what their lives were like back in the 1920s, 100 years ago. It's a fascinating documentary that hits a lot of broad strokes, big ideas. It's 90 minutes, and I think on that level there is some kind of glossing over in broader strokes instead of really digging deep into some of these things. But there's a nice balance of personal stories, these dramatizations, and just a historical context of seeing how Germany was shaped under the authority of the Nazis and Adolf Hitler. This is an engaging and thought-provoking documentary, and certainly worth a watch over on Netflix. But those are my thoughts on Eldorado, Everything the Nazis Hate. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.